Welcome back, folks. I always said that I would show you how I mix my paints, and so I thought I've never done a video doing that, and I wanted two paints. Want to mix up two paints today that I've never had before. So I wanted to make sure I did that on here so I could show you exactly how I mix mine. I know everybody has their own um, mixtures and recipes and things like that. But what I use is US Floetrol, so flood Floetrol. I buy it in these 1 gallon jugs. It's the FLD6, which is 3.78 liters. I've used that for a long time. And then when I do a cell activator, I go ahead and use the Australian Floetrol, or I will use flood penetrol. But I'm not going to use this today. I've got a couple bottles of that. That is not cheap. I wanted to mix up this violet from Royal and Langnickel Essentials. This is the tube paint that you can get at Walmart, and I've never seen the violet before. They have a like a light purple, but this is new. And then also this ocean green. It's like a blue green. It's real pretty. So I got that. I'd like to mix up a tube of that. I've got my bottles here. I've got an 8 ounce. And I believe this is a 10 ounce, but I won't probably make 10 ounces of it. The flood Floetrol, you always have to strain that. So I have a strainer cap on here. And if I'm way out, because what I do is I pre-strain it and put it in these little plastic jars with plastic lids. I have 4 of them. That way it's already strained, ready to go. But this is the cap. And I have an airbrush, so you can use either a toothpick or an airbrush. And then I open this up, clean the back of it out, because you have to do that. If I'm making up 4 or 5 of these at one time, sometimes I'll just take the whole lid off and strain it with a strainer into a large cup. So that is those two. I have 2 plastic cups, and I have a scale here. I wanted to see if you could see the scale. If not, I can explain it to you exactly what I do with it. But it is zeroed out. If you can see that, I always keep a plastic wrap on it because, as you can see, I get stuff everywhere. So that's on milliliters. I don't want milliliters. Yeah, I must have touched that. There's ounces. So pounds and ounces. This right here is your unit hold, so you can hold it for different. See, it changed over. Grams. There's ounces. There's milliliters. We're back to ounces. And then that's the power button. And what I do, because you want to account for the weight of this cup. So you can put that on there. It's on ounces, and then zero it out, which I turned it on with it on. So there's our ounces. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to do, I'll probably make 7.5 ounces maybe. So what I'm going to use is 4.5 ounces of Floetrol, because I always do 3 parts Floetrol, 1 part liquitex gloss medium. I buy this by the buckets usually, and then I pour it into here with a funnel. So I have that gloss medium, and then I always put a squirt of GAC 800. So I do 3 parts Floetrol, 1 part liquid gloss medium, a squirt of GAC, and then 1 part of paint. So it'd be like 1 ounce of paint. So I'll start out. I'll pour this in there. Make sure you got this. There we go, fluid ounces. So we'll do 4.5 fluid ounces. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to go 4.5. So there's 4.1, 4.2, 3, 4.4, and 4.5. So on the money that time. If you go over a hair or two, it's okay. Or even under if you run out of something. So there's 4.5 of US Floetrol. So I have that. So now I'm going to do 1.5 of gloss medium. If I can get the lid off. So we'll do 1.5. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. 1.1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whoa. So there's 1.5. It just turned to 1.6. No biggie. Like I say, if you go over a hair or two, not a big deal. All right. So then we'll zero that out again. Well, actually, I'll go ahead and put in a squirt of GAC because I don't measure this. I just put one big healthy squirt. That's my GAC. Now, if I make another or a smaller amount, I won't put such a big squirt in, but I just use a little bit of this and it helps. Zero this out again. Whoop, zeroed out again. And we'll do 1 part paint, so it'd be 1.5. Because I'm making 7.5 ounces, right? So you'd do 4.5 ounces of Floetrol, 1.5 ounces of liquid pour medium, and then 1.5 of paint. That equals 7.5. So, yep, this looks like it has been opened, folks. And I just got it brand new. I hope there's plenty left in here. All right. So we want 1 ounce of, or actually 1.5 ounce of paint. So there's 1.1, 1.2, 3, 4, 1.4, 1.4, 1.5. Okay, there we go. There's our 1.5. Okay, so I actually have 7.5 ounces in that cup. We have 4.5 ounces of the Floetrol, which I already pre-strained. We have 1.5 ounces of the liquitex medium. And then we have 1.5 ounces of paint. So that's 7.5 plus the squirt of GAC, which I don't count, I don't measure. So now I'll stir that up. Turn this off because I know we have 7.5 ounces in here. And we'll stir that up. And you've got to stir it good, like you got to really get it mixed up. That's why I put the paint in last. A lot of people put the paint in first and then add things to it. You know, a little bit of water, a little bit of pouring medium. I've never had a problem with clumping. I've done it this way for a long, long time. Sheesh. I can't even tell you when. But then I'll go down at the bottom and get the corners and cracks. So I have 7.5 ounces in here, and I just get the sides real good. Get the sides inside the, and this should need no distilled water or anything else to go with it. This should be perfect consistency that I like. And then if I want to do a Dutch pour, of course I would need to add maybe a little bit of distilled water, but you can see it's pretty fluid. See, look at that. So I like it to make a little pile. I like my paints a little thicker. Wasn't sure if you could see it. It's running right off the stick, or right off the palette knife. And I always put one of these pads down, these puppy pads, because I have spilled things. I have overflowed these before. I've spilled this before. You know, I don't want to make too much of a mess. I don't really like to use them that much, but if I'm using the glue gun or I'm mixing paints, or if I'm doing something sloppy, like if I'm airbrushing and I got all my stuff down, I always use one of these. Otherwise, I try not to. So there, it's pretty mixed, and I believe the consistency is good. So we've got our ocean green. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put the ocean green in this, and I'll put the violet in the other bottle because I have a place for it on my stand. So I'll take this off. I'll try pouring it in here without making a mess. Yeah. I'll do this. And I don't know if you can see me or not. I'm trying to. Bubbles going on. I don't think that's chunks of anything. It's just bubbles. Bubbles going in. I think this might be an 8-ounce bottle. I have a whole bag of these. I like these bottles. They're kind of like the Lily Veffy bottles. And then I'm going to scrape the inside here real good like that. Get every drop of paint out of here I can get. And then again, I'll just hold it over the, scrape it out. I always get all the paint out of my tubes as well, because what I do with them is I crush them down, and then I use a pair of scissors, and I will cut the tube when it's empty. I'll cut the tube in half, and you would not believe the paint that is left in the tube. So when I'm done with that tube, it doesn't have any paint in it. I can guarantee that. There we go with that. And there you have it. We have our first bottle of paint made. And then what I do, I always have a wet rag here, or you can use wet wipes. I was really going through the wipes, so I started using a wet rag, like an old wash rag or something. And then what I will do is I will wipe this off. I'll wipe the top of this off, get it really clean. And the bottle's brand new, just got it out of the bag, but we'll make sure everything's clean on it. And then I will make a label. And I have a label maker. It's just a little inexpensive one. Let me get it for you. I've got it over here. It's my brother, I believe. So I take my label maker. Make sure, yeah. And I will go ahead and type out. I'll turn it on. And I'll go ahead and type out ocean green. Oops. And I'll print that out because that's the actual color, ocean green. Very quiet when it prints out. Then I will put Essentials R&L. So we'll clear that off. And then I'll write Essentials. And I'll put R&L because I'll know that's Royal. And, whoops, and playing nickel. And then I'll print that out. Always ask you how many copies you want, and just put one up there is okay. And then you wait. It prints out. And you cut that. And there. Essentials Royal Langnickel, and then there's the ocean green. So what I'll do is grab me a pair of scissors real quick. That way you can see exactly how I do this. And I'll cut that. And then this, cut them off. And these are easy to peel too because the seam is actually like in the middle. So there's that, and then this ocean green. And there, you do that. There. I just throw these away, and then I'm gonna put that on the bottle. What I like to do is lay the bottle sideways. Actually, I'll have to lay it sideways this way, and then make sure we get clean side that's not seamed. And then I always put the color first. So we'll open that up. See how easy that is. And this will go, just try to put it on as straight as I can. Ocean green. And then I'll put this Royal Langnickel underneath of it. That just tells the color and then what paint it is so I know. Because I'll just, when it runs low, I'll just make more. So I'll just put this right underneath of it. There, see? There you have it. So there's your Ocean Green Essentials Royal and Langnickel. Done, made. So I'll get that out of the way. And now we'll go to this. We'll make the violet. And I'll put this away. I'll get the mess cleaned up and I'll put this away since that's made. So I'll do the same thing over again, but at least, you know, when you do it repetitively, then you'll know how to do it pretty good. So put that on first. That way it takes the account there, you know, zeroes out the cup weight. Now I'm going to do 4.5 ounces of Floetrol, US Floetrol. It's already been strained. So 4.5, there's 2, 3, 4, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. There you go, 4.5. On the money. So 4.5 is my 3 parts Floetrol. I use more Floetrol than I do anything. So there's the Floetrol. So we're done with that. Now I'll zero that out again. And we'll use 1.5 liquitex gloss medium. So we got 4.5 Floetrol, 1.5 liquid chlorine medium. So 1.5, so we have 1.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1.5 of the gloss medium. This stuff's really good. It kind of makes your pictures, your painting shiny. I really like this stuff. Like I say, you can buy it in a large bucket off of Amazon. I believe it's $78, but it lasts a long time, especially when you're only using an ounce or an ounce and a half when you're making paints. Now I'll put a squirt of GAC in there. GAC 800 by Golden. There. That might have been a healthy squirt, I'm sure. And now I'll zero that out. And now we'll have to put 1.5 ounces of paint. So that's what we'll do. And we'll do 1.5 ounces of this beautiful violet paint. Okay, there is almost 1. Okay, there's 1, so we know 0.5. 1.1, 1.2, 0.3, 0.4. Sometimes the scale has to catch up, so you gotta just stop and wait. There it is, 1.5. I always try to unscrew the caps too. It does keep the lids neat. You don't get the buildup, you know. So I always try to do that. It just makes it a little easier and neater. So now I have my 1.5 of paint on the scale. So again, I've already done the squirt of GAC, already did 1.5 of the gloss medium by Liquitex, and I did 4.5 ounces. This is all in ounces of the strained Floetrol. And now mix. Man, look at that purple. That's pretty. Now that's what purple should look like. I mean, look how nice that is. That's really pretty. That's like a deep, nice looking purple. The other purple I have from them is like a really, really light purple. So this is going to be nice. And turn this off. We're done with that. We're done with all this. Done with these. I can put that up. And then I can fill my bottle up. And then I'll make a name tag for that. I hope I'm not boring you too much. I wanted to show you my recipes and my... Now, you know, if you're making a smaller amount, like you can use tablespoons, 3-1-1, 3 parts to 1 part to 1 part. So it would be 3 tablespoons of Floetrol, which would be what, 1.5 ounces. Then 1 tablespoon of the pouring medium, which would be like 0.5. I think 1 tablespoon is 0.5 ounces. And then 1 tablespoon of paint. So it'd be another 0.5 ounces of paint if you're just going to make a little bit. Or you can do it easy. 3 parts paint or 3 parts Floetrol, 3 ounces of Floetrol. 1 part Liquitex gloss pouring medium, 1 ounce. And then 1 part paint, 1 ounce. So that's 3-1-1. So wanted to share that with you. You know, I experimented. I used to do glue and water. A lot of people do that. Do like 70% glue, 30% water. And then I did half glue, half, like 50% glue, 50% Floetrol. I did not like that. It cracked a lot. Crazed. So there is your finished product. And I get down in the cracks. Get the sides real good. You got to mix for a while. But when I put the Floetrol in first, and then the pouring medium, and then the GAC, I never have ever had paint clump. Not one time doing it this way. And that's why I do it this way. Now you can, like I said, you can make up tablespoons, you can make up just regular ounces, you could try to make up 7.5, 8 ounces, whatever. I put a squirt of GAC in everything, and I do not measure that. All right, now this one will be easier to get in the and look at the consistency. See, that's exactly how I like it. I like it a little thicker. Now with Amsterdam paints, Arteza paints, Pebeo, sometimes they're a little thicker. So you might have to use, like sometimes I'll use 2 squirts of GAC. You know, you can tweak any recipe you want, but that's exactly how I do mine. So now I'll take the cap off of this. And this will be easy to pour since it's got such a wide open mouth bottle. Makes it easier, but the other is still possible as well. I don't want to get paint on this label maker. Okay, so now I'll just go ahead and put that in there like that. Yeah, I really like this. I'm going to have to use this purple right away because I really like that. See, this is 10 ounce. This is 8. We made 7.5. So I'm going to have to scrape some out of this. Let me see if I can do it without making too big of a mess. There's a lot left in the cup. This is all in real time, folks. Sorry about that, but it's real, right? We try to keep it real. And then there is that. And I'll go through here again. Man, that's pretty. I want to try to do a open cup or traveling cup and do a galaxy blue with this purple. This purple is unique. It's just like a perfect shade of purple. All right. I'm going to put that there. Clean this off. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this that I did with the other one. Make me a label. See how easy that comes off with just a wet rag. That's right. I like using this to stir because of the point. On your sticks, you don't have that. You can get down in the cracks. So that's why I'd rather use that. All right, then I just wipe the top, make sure there's no paint or anything on there. And then put this on. Look how pretty. Now I'll type out a tag for it. So we'll turn this on. I like this. I don't know what that is. Got something on it. Okay, so Essentials Royal Langnickel. It's the same maker, so I'll just print out another one of those. Cut that off. There's the Royal Langnickel. And then I'll clear that off and write Violet. And you see that on there, Violet. And then I'll print that. So hit print. Copies one, okay. And then that comes out. Cut that off. Then I'll clear this and go and shut it off. If you leave it sit, it's going to shut off anyway. So what I'll do is if you let it sit without using it, it will shut off automatically. Okay, there's Violet, and then this Essentials Royal Langnickel on at the bottom of it. All right, and then what I'll do with that, the same thing. I will turn this sideways, and I'll put it between where the ounces are. I'll take this Violet off, or peel the backing off. I have baby fingers and baby hands. And then I'll put Violet on there. Oh, I got it creased from my glove. Nice. Do not make me make another one, people. Okay. There we go. There's Violet. Yeah, I hate to waste the cartridges. They're so expensive. All right, and then we'll put the... It's hard to do with gloves on. Then I'll just put this down below it. So there's your Violet Essentials Royal and Langnickel, which was this one, all mixed up, ready to rock and roll. And my Ocean Blue. So there's my two colors. I want to thank you for joining me. I wanted to show you how that I mix my paints, and I don't have any problem with them. I don't have any cracking or crazing or splitting or anything like that. Sometimes that's the mixture of the recipe. Sometimes it can actually be not tipping enough off of the canvas. You cannot have a stack of paint sitting on the canvas. So thank you for today. Thank you for watching me. Now you know a little bit of something on how I mix my paints up and how I do it. To me, it's very easy. I can sit up here, turn some music on, and make a ton of these up, or I can make it up in cups or smaller bottles. And to do my, when I do my actual cell activators, I do mix them up differently. For cell activators, I do use, and you can use any color. I have black and white and blue and pink, I think. But you can use any color, and I use 3 parts of Australian Floetrol and 1 part of Amsterdam paints. So 3 ounces of this and 1 ounce of paint, and you already have your cell activator made up. I don't put any other thing in that. When I make up my cell activator, is strictly Floetrol, or you can try Penetrol. I do have some of those. You do not get the same effect. So that would be, 3 ounces of this and 1 ounce of paint. That probably would be a cool cell activator. So I want to thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. And until we meet again, God bless you.